All right. Well, my name is Hardin Stevens, and I work with Kelly at the Sanders Brown Center on Aging. And excuse me, I was just going to kind of highlight what Sanders Brown does and how we came about. I was talking with Maria beforehand, and I was just saying to her that we are known nationally and internationally. We are known better nationally and internationally than we are in our own backyard. And she was saying that a colleague of hers received the information on our talk today in Atlanta and knew about us and said must have had some interactions with Sanders Brown. Our current director, Dr. Van Eldick, came from Rush University in Chicago. And she tells the story of, in Chicago, she told people she's coming to Sanders Brown, and they said, congratulations, we know about the work they do. And then she was at Euclid Kroger, and somebody said, well, what do you do? And she said, I work at Sanders Brown. And the person said, what's that? So there's a lot of Browns on UK's campus. So we are the Sanders Brown Center on Aging. First question, and you all might have got a hint there, but who's the most famous Sanders in Kentucky? Let's see. Colonel Sanders. That's where we got our name. Colonel Sanders and John Y. Brown Jr., who a lot of people might know as former governor, was married to Phyllis George Brown. They're the ones who gave the seed money. And so Sanders Brown Center officially opened its doors back in 1979. In 1985, we were awarded, we were opened as one of the first 10 federally funded Alzheimer's disease centers in the country. We have received continual funding for the last 30 years. We are one of the most well-known and most active centers in the country. So that's how we got our name. Just kind of what we're out to do. We are out to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease. I do have a question. Sometimes people use the word dementia and Alzheimer's interchangeably. Alzheimer's is a form of dementia, along with Parkinson's, Lewy bodies, others. It all comes under the dementia umbrella. Kind of like, the way we say, oh, well, those are actually Kleenex, but I need a tissue, and everybody just says Kleenex. But Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia, and that is what we're out to find a cure. If you've ever had a chance to hear Dr. Greg Jicha speak, he is our clinical core director. Dr. Jicha is very knowledgeable, very passionate, and is on a one-man mission to find a cure to defeat Alzheimer's. Just some facts and figures. I'm not trying to be Mr. Pessimistic here, but Alzheimer's, this is from the Alzheimer's Association, which, as Kelly alluded to in her presentation, they're a great resource. We partner with them. That might be another area if your parents are not here locally to tap into. But Alzheimer's disease is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. It doesn't always, maybe at the time of a person's death, it's not recognized it's due to Alzheimer's, but it might be from physical symptoms regarding the decline from Alzheimer's. But definitely check out the Alzheimer's Association information. And this is something else I thought was interesting. Alzheimer's kills more people than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined, but yet everybody knows about, pink for breast cancer and light blue for prostate cancer, especially with baseball season coming up. They'll have the pink bats and the blue bats. So we might need a purple bat for Alzheimer's. Again, just some information that's Kentucky specific. The Alzheimer's Association always has good information. I'm assuming a lot of you all might be in a caregiver role. The number of unpaid hours, and then if you translate that into finances that loved ones put in for their family member, is just astronomical. So that is the reason we have on our staff Kelly and Julia, because we know that when someone gets this disease, that it not only affects that one person, but everybody around them. Just was wanting to highlight, this is a map that we have in a back hallway, and our participants will stop and look at it. And just wanted to highlight Sanders Brown. We really do have a regional outreach. To use our services, you do not have to be a patient of UK. You do not have to live in Lexington. You do not have to live in Kentucky. We have people that participate in some of our volunteer research opportunities. They come from Ohio, they come from West Virginia, they come from Tennessee. As you can see, the closest centers that we have to us are St. Louis, Indianapolis, and Atlanta. So we really do have a regional outreach. Again, just another slide highlighting some of the facts and figures regarding the regional outreach. Again, these numbers are from a few years ago, but if you take the amount of time, the amount of finances, the amount of cost, you could really make the case that we're, facing a medical crisis as far as the number of people they're projecting that this disease touches. So again, what is Sanders Brown Center? What are we trying to do? We accomplish that through our clinical programs, and that is where we have volunteer research opportunities where we're looking at new medications, we're looking at new approaches to find a way to slow down or cure this disease. We have the traditional research, when you think of the Petri dishes and trying, like something you'd see on TV, we have those more traditional researchers. We also have a brain bank, one of the largest brain banks, and that is used for research across the world. That people that get involved in one of our programs at the time of their death, they donate their brain for further research. And then we have outreach and education like what we're doing today. Kelly is out in the community quite a lot. I'm out in the community at health fairs and things of that nature. It's neat to see different organizations recognizing the need for addressing what are we going to do with aging parents. As Kelly and I were getting ready for this presentation, we discussed this is one of those issues that a lot of people are dealing with, but you don't necessarily sit around with your friends and talk about your aging parents the way you do maybe with your kids growing up. But yet, when you find out, a lot of people are dealing with aging parents. Some people are dealing with aging parents and then distance and a lot of different factors. And also, I just wanted to say to Gray Construction for recognizing this. A lot of churches, a lot of faith communities also are starting to recognize that, we're getting older. What are we going to do about it? Again, this is just kind of showing how all of this fits together. If you think of, what we discover in the lab, then how can we use that in, in clinical trials? What kind of difference does that make in volunteers? And then hopefully that will improve the health for everyone. Sometimes when we speak of Sanders-Brown, it's very easy to get people confused. We have the big house, is what we call it. That is the top left. That is our traditional administrative offices where they do the traditional research. That's on main campus there on South Lime. The top right is where Kelly and I work, and that is right off South Broadway. That is where our volunteer participants come. That's where we offer the free memory screens on Wednesday and Thursday afternoons. You don't have to deal with campus parking. You just park right out front and come in and see us. And then we also have the Kentucky Neuroscience Institute. That's over in the Kentucky Clinic. That is maybe where, let's say you and your loved one are looking for a more traditional sit-down doctor's visit. You would need to go through the Kentucky Neuroscience Institute to get a traditional assessment. And then we also have an affiliation with Polk Dalton Clinic, which is actually just right up the street here, across from the Lyric Theater. And we offer free memory screens there once a month as well. Again, just highlighting the ways that we reach out across the state and even regionally. Not only do we have traditional face-to-face, but just like this program, we use telemedicine. So let's say somebody in far west Kentucky could just drive to Paducah instead of driving all the way here. And then at the other end would be one of our physicians who would be able to speak with them. We try to be as accommodating as we can, not only to the individual, but to the families as well. And then this is, I know, rather of a busy screen, but this is some of our volunteer research opportunities and how people can get involved. Generally, as far as our research opportunities, if you are not experiencing any significant memory and thinking issues, it is 65 and above. But if you are having significant memory and thinking issues, or you have been diagnosed, it will drop down to in the 50s. We have studies for people of all cognition levels. Again, we have them from 65 and over for anyone who's not having memory and thinking issues, all the way to people diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And some of those studies do drop down for people in their 50s. We do see people fairly young dealing with this disease. And again, what we're about and what we're trying to do is to get more people involved so that we can find a cure for this. If you will see, you see a lot of information. I believe the stat is 80% of clinical trials are not able to finish because there are not enough volunteers to be involved. So through education programs like this, through basic research, and through clinical trials, we are trying to find a cure. And then if you have any questions, there is my information. So again, thank you all for having us today.